Tax strategy, not tax surprise. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 78 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Today we're talking about the critical nature and the importance of tax planning. Why? Because if we don't plan, guess what? Yay! We're going to get a tax surprise. Raise your hand if you've ever had a tax surprise, meaning an IRS audit or even a letter from the IRS saying, uh-oh, you owe us more money, or uh-oh, we don't agree with these deductions, or uh-oh, this isn't right, the law's changed and you need to fix this fast, or we're going to deduct the money from your accounts, which would be really bad, right, for most of us. So I've had those surprises, and I learned pretty early on, not early enough to avoid an IRS audit, but I learned that it's better to have an expert that can help you and be with you. And then if the IRS sends that letter, all you do is send it to your accountant or to your CPA. That's what I did the second time I was called for an IRS audit. And it was handled through my accountant through the mail. I don't think he even ever met with them. He might have talked to them on the phone once, but they were saying that we couldn't take a deduction that he had recommended we take. And we were told it was totally legal and absolutely positively above board, because I believe in taking every legal deduction that you can that makes sense for you and your business, but legally. There's no games, there's no game playing, and that's why I interviewed a dozen people before I selected the CPA and the firm that I finally went with. I need another drink of coffee, sorry. Traveling, and that just wreaks havoc on my sleep and on my system, and a lot of times on my voice. So today, a couple of questions, and I'll tell you my story because I think it's a good lesson learned. I liked doing taxes. I am a nerdy engineer, and I like math and sciences and things. So I thought, oh, I can do my taxes, no big deal. First job out of college, I had already started and gotten involved with 2 different businesses by then. So it was my personal earnings, my corporate earnings, and then I had some other things going. I took advantage of the things that we could take advantage of. Corporate matching for retirement plan investing, things like that. And I had 2 businesses, and I did my own taxes, but one of those companies was a network marketing firm. And apparently back then, I don't know what the guidelines are now or how they do it, but back then the IRS agent that was auditing me told me, and actually told me this, that the system was designed and set up at that time to flag certain things. And they still flag certain things. And a CPA and a tax accountant will know these things that we will never have access to. And it turns out that if you had a network marketing business and you worked in a corporation or had other income, that was an automatic red flag to the IRS to look more closely at your tax returns, because apparently people in network marketing businesses take more deductions and write off more things than other people. Well, that's kind of the nature of that business. There's a lot of businesses like that where your business expenses in certain areas are just higher than in other businesses. So that was my first experience with the IRS and auditing. That audit went on with me going over to Eau Claire, Wisconsin for over 2 years. It was over 2 years before I said, but guess what? I ended up getting more money back from the government because they showed me, I had a great, by the time 2 years, we were like friends practically, but she showed me the legal ways that we could present things and do things. Ended up having more deductions than they had questioned in the first place, which worked out. I don't know if it gave me my 2 years time and energy and stress back, but it still worked out in my favor. So I will say one of the things I highly recommend, number 1, are you doing tax planning, and is your organization doing tax planning throughout the entire year? It doesn't just happen this time of year, March to April, before taxes are due. Are you taking all the legal deductions that you can for your business and then for yourself as well? Thirdly, if not, I must say, just go hire a tax professional, but interview them first. Make sure that their goals and their priorities are in alignment with yours. And your core values. I found that finding people that have similar core values and doing business with them and partnering with them in the long run pays off tenfold to just picking somebody out of the yellow pages. Oh, they don't have the yellow pages anymore, do they? Just told everybody how old I am. So do that. And the ROI, when I hired my first accountant, after that IRS audit and 2 years, I hired a CPA for my Italian food manufacturing business and for me personally. And for my ex-husband, we all had the same CPA. But that's because I did all the homework to hire them. And in the first year, I think he found just one, he had found more, but one $6,000 tax thing in our favor. To me, saving $6,000 on our taxes was a very big deal. And it definitely paid for him. It paid for him for a few years. So the return on investment of hiring somebody that has the skills and knowledge and abilities, because the tax code changes all the time. How I thought I was going to keep up with that, run 2 businesses, have kids, be married. That was just, kind of, that's how we get sometimes as we're running our businesses. So, as far as questioning, I say if you hire the right person, you don't have to worry about it very much anymore, because the next time I got an audit, I got a letter in the mail, and you know what I did? I faxed it over, because we still did faxes then, to my CPA, and he handled the entire thing for me, and we never had to do anything. And so to me, just the relief of not having the stress of having to deal with and try to understand and figure out and make time for an IRS agent in and of itself, and then them coming in to audit the whole business and stuff, was well worth the investment in an expert in that area. A couple areas of my business I farm out. One is taxes, and the other one is certain maintenance tasks that just, it doesn't make sense for us to do them ourselves. All right, what are we going to do today for sharing? We're going to share in the comments below the number 1 best piece of tax advice or information that you've gotten. Share that in the comments below so that we can learn from one another, because that is paying it forward and helping one another to do better in our businesses. And when we do that, our businesses do better too. I know, it's like a big secret. All right, if I can help you anyway, ask. I am traveling, so I probably have more time than usual to communicate. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.